Evening all and welcome along Friday Night Live. Yes, we are off again. Evening to a White Rock Rider, and Andy's just joined us as well. Welcome along, Andy. Streamyard Link is up on the side and we will put it up one more time if you'd like to come and jump on the stream, have a little bit of fun with the boys and talk bikes. Jamie's in as well. Evening, Rev. How was your week? Bloody tiring, mate. Bloody tiring. Oh, shit. I've sworn it. I've said it all now. The first 15 seconds. That's it. That's instant demonetization of tonight's stream then. Oh, but what the hell? Let's crack on. We never get any money from a Friday night. It's here just for the shiz and the giggles, as they say. We've got a lot to cover this week. It is obviously the MCN bike show is coming up in November. And we are looking at coming up to the bike show. And if I look at my calendar, it's already programmed in. We are coming up on Sunday the 19th. So if anybody wants to come and join us on Sunday the 19th, we're all going to meet outside the doors at MCN round about, so I'd say about 9-10 o'clock-ish. We're all going to meet and all wander around together, and everyone can go off and do their own thing during the day. But all the Motovloggers, I believe Peaky's going to be going up with me or meeting me up there. We're going to be going up with the crew from the garage. And that is going to be November the 19th, which is a Sunday, because it's the only day that I've got this year to actually get out and do anything. Now, Rhythmic Biker has posted a video. So go and watch Rhythmic's video. He's been doing a little video of him and Red, Maynard, and I believe Boo Rider rolling around, and he's got a little bit in there. He's like, oh, we're going down the A5. Yeah, Rev Bomb knows the A5. If you want to watch A5 videos, go and watch Rev Bomb. Cheers, Rhythmic. Much appreciated, mate. But this is probably going to be one of the last Sundays that we head off to the Super Sausage. So we're going to be up there Sunday. Probably Peaky's going to be up there as well, if he can manage to get down to us, depending on the weather. And according to the weather, Sunday is the only week or only day this week that is not going to rain. So Jamie might join us. Yeah, if pop up, mate, I'll treat you to a coffee or whatever, and we'll have a wander around. We'll have a catch up. White's just watched it. Great bit, and how Red takes him down those potholes, but they obviously end up at Gasoline Juice, which is the new venue for the Super Sausages. Now, he did say in his video, he said, Rev doesn't go to the Super Sausage now because he tends to go up north. I'm going out to more bike cafes. I'm going a little bit further afield. But obviously the weather's closing in. It's getting worse. Andy might be at the Super Sausage. We'll see you there. We had a good live stream this Wednesday. We actually had, I jumped on Pete's stream and he had Marcus and Steph from Moto Travels on there, which was quite interesting. I've got a few things to cover tonight, and I've got a shed load of questions. I'm going to start off a couple. We've done the AJS Barletta this week, the new little scooter, which is my new favourite scooter at the moment. It's really nice. And we also did the AJS Cadwell, which to me looks like a baby Norton. Someone said it looks like the old CB500 that Honda used to do. And then one said, oh, you're pushing all these videos now for AJS. Are you an AJS dealer? Yes, we are, but we're also a Lex Moto dealer and we're a WK dealer. So I tend to give the goods and the bads of all scooters. I've yet to find, apart from the Lex Moto Titan, yes, they're a great scooter. They're as cheap as chips, but they are a pain in the ass when things go wrong. So, you know, Chinese bikes do go wrong, but it's how you look after it. It's how you service it, keep it maintained. And if you happen to have a WKSX, Andy's lad's got one, no issues so far because he looks after the damn thing. Yeah, the rain this week's been horrible. I've been travelling to work. I know, it's just absolutely, just get the Gore-Tex out. Unless, of course, you're like Andy and you've got lots of that and you can afford the latest in Klim. But the Klim gear is really, really good. Can I afford it? Absolutely not. I'm on a budget. Zhead, good evening, everyone. Zed sent me a little video this week, and I've got to mention, Zed is so finicky, precise. He's like me. He's OCD about what he does. And he sent me a little bit of a video about his fairing panel, and the whole corner was missing, and he put a little bit of mesh in it. He'd heated it and stuck it into the plastic and then put his... It looks absolutely brilliant. When you're talking something like sort of 150, 200 quid for one panel, and you spend an hour or so just sitting there, filing it, painting it, gluing it, and Zed did an absolutely amazing job. Zed, you did a brilliant job on that panel, mate. Really, really good. Even down to the bit where he's forks, and he hadn't got the bit to turn the forks in the end. He's made his own tube that is like a star tube. And that's what you do when you're a fabrication engineer and you know what to do. You find a bit of pipe, or you find something that will do the job that you can make work. I've done it at work. We wanted to do a lot of fork. We get a lot of fork seals come in. Now, the fork seal kit, to actually buy the tube with the 2 bolts and the straps and everything, it's about 90 quid. And I said to Phil, I said, for the amount of forks we do we really want to spend 90 quid on a fork tube strap? And he went, no, I can make one. And he went, how did you do that? Bit of scaffold pipe, 2 nuts welded on the side that you could screw the bolts in. And then I put my straps over the bolts and pull the bolts down. And it's ingenuity. It's how you overcome. Stevie's here as well, military biker. Stevie will know this. When you're in a situation, you know how to overcome, achieve, and meet that goal. So it's very easy to do. Ladies, HAS are great for shorter, lighter people. Yes, they are indeed. As I said, the Streamyard link is up on the side if anybody wants to come and jump in, and you're very welcome to do so. Right, we're going to go on to a couple of things that have popped up, and people have messaged me saying, you don't read motorcycle news like other people. No, I don't read motorcycle news. I leave that for everybody else. But there was a big thing come up this week. I'm going to share it up on the screen because I find this absolutely hilarious. So, Payback Time, it's called. There we go. Let's share this up. Payback Time. £5,000 of criminal money will help to fund an innovative new scheme to tackle the scourge of antisocial motorcycle riding. Sunderland City Council have secured a £5,000 grant or fund from the proceeds of crime. So they've obviously raided the local stash house or something. Working with 10 to 12 youngsters from Hetton, they're going to be chosen to help local schools. And they're going to basically teach antisocial riding. So not burning out your back wheel, not how to do wheelies, and obviously other little bits and pieces about, nicking bikes or everything. But, everybody pops a wheelie from now and then. It's not antisocial. If you're on a short road and you're running around, then good. If you want to pop a wheelie or a rev bomb, you can do that sort of stuff. So it's not antisocial if you're doing it on your own on a back road when no one's about. If you're doing it through the town in front of about 30 people, yes, it is antisocial. German Jobbies is in the room as well. Evening, peeps. Good to see you, buddy. So all the big boys are here. We've got Zed here. We've got Military Biker. We've got German Jobbies. We've got Andy here. And talking of the bearded maestro himself that knows how to put a Kawasaki together, check out this guy. It's the one and only Mr. Zedhead Stu.
How's things, mate?
Mate, that panel, you got that down to a fine art, mate. And that fork tube, oh, brilliant. Love it, love it.
You have to do what you have to do. That's just that.
Yeah, overcome, achieve, and meet your goals, as I say.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how's she going? Is it all coming together slowly?
Yeah, I've left the fork tube for the minute because I've had to put thread lock into the inner part of the fork because it comes in 2 sections and the top end actually came off. So I've had to put thread lock on it to hold it in because I need to get the lower retaining bolt off. But once I get that off, which I'm going to be doing at the weekend, that means that I can build the front end and start getting the air filter and that on.
Excellent. Yeah, because I was showing Phil and he went, Jesus Christ, where did he buy that? I said, he made it. You're joking. I said, that star tool, I said, he's actually engineered it. He worked in a shipyard. He's like me. He's got a fabrication background. And you know how to put... That's what I was just saying about my my fork seal replacer. And it's literally a piece of scaffold pipe with 2 nuts welded on the side. I don't just screw the nuts in and out to grab the fork leg. And all I do is just strap round it with a couple of ratchet straps and pull down.
I made a bearing puller for my wheels from a roll bolt. So I basically got a roll bolt and I just tighten it up. And what happens with the roll bolt is it separates till you tighten it. So you tighten it up and then you just use it as a slide hammer. And it works a treat. I don't need any fancy tools, you know. It's necessity is the mother of invention. That's
exactly, yeah. Paul's just said, when's the new bike coming out then?
I'm not putting any time limit on it. I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing with it just now. You know, I want it to be absolutely perfect. So if I need to order it, if I come across a nut or a bolt that needs replaced, then I'll order it. If it takes a week, 2 weeks, whatever to come, I don't care. So it'll come out when it's ready to be out, and not any sooner.
Better be done by August when we're coming back to Scotland. I might join you on that one, Andy, actually. I might get a chance to get up next year. Now, we are doing the MCM bike show. I believe it's up at the NEC in Birmingham. And we're all trying to gear up for the 19th of November. So we're about 4 weeks out from it. So if you can get down, happy days. If not, we will catch up with you next year, definitely. Paul's Big Z is off the road. What you done to it, Paul? Have you broken it? Let us know on that one. Oh God, what's he done? If you didn't know, Paul's old Z used to be owned by Zhead, and he better be looking after that. Otherwise, he'll be getting a slap from all our British guys down here as well.
Sure he has.
Exactly. There's one. This will tickle you, Stu. Absolutely. This is hilarious. RST have launched a brand new. They did have the airbag collars and the airbag neck thing. They've now released a complete airbag all-rounder suit. So basically, when you hit the dirt, you inflate like the Michelin Man. So that is it. That's the jacket. It's got a big air pack on its back. But when you come off and you hit the dirt, the whole suit inflates. It's wrists, arms, legs, knees, back. You're going to be doing. You're literally going to be like the Michelin Man if that thing goes off.
I would rather have like an independent or a separate airbag jacket than integrated into a suit, for the simple fact that if you're obviously, like, if you've had the misfortune of coming off the bike and you're sliding down the road, it could be the case that the leathers are absolutely trashed. So what happens with your airbag suit then? Or is it a one-shot deal? I don't know. It might be.
It's ever so expensive for what it is. So they're saying basically the RST Pro Series Evo airbag one-piece leather suit, £807. Who is seriously going to go and spend £800 on a set of leathers?
Yeah,
for a one-shot deal. It's madness, absolutely madness.
Whatever happens. It's like
military's just said the beard's getting very Muslim. Are you?
I thought. Allahu Akbar.
You'll be bouncing. Yeah, Jamie, you'll be bouncing down the road. Yeah, you will. You know, where's the slide factor? Normal leathers, you'll just normally slide on your back, come to a stop, get up, and everything's good. But yeah. Hey, Stevie, check his rucksack out. Yeah, exactly. Oh God, Andy, it's less than my Badlands jacket, to be honest. That's true. Yeah, it all depends how much you want to chuck into a set of bike gear, doesn't it? It's endless.
You know what? It's like you look at years and years and years ago when guys used to come off their bike, rip their jeans, and put a beer towel, stitch a beer towel into their jeans.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where they ripped and just got on with it.
Yeah, they don't do that now. And you get all like your scooter rider. How the hell are you going to get any protection if you're a scooter rider wearing a parka?
I think, yeah. Listen, it's like when you make the choice of putting your leg over a motorbike, you know the risks.
Yeah.
So, like, why make it sterile by being like bloody an armoured suit? It's like I don't get it. See, as long as I've got a decent helmet, that's all I'm interested in.
Yeah. So if you lose an arm or a leg, you can still get on some sort of bike, but you lose your head and that's it. You know.
You've got to die or something. It may as well be a motorbike.
Exactly, because the missus keeps saying to me, "Oh, how long will you keep riding?" I said, "I am going to go out in a ball of flame at 200 mile an hour." Yeah. That's the way I want to go. Andy's just said my flip flops have airbags, so you're all right. So the missus is. Oh, she's there. Are you going to say hello?
No, I've got pajamas on. Can I have me? Hello. Can I have me?
She wants her vape. There we go. You can have
Bye now.
Bye bye. Right, she's going off. Neighbours coming round. Paul's just said my pants have airbags. The final one, I absolutely. This may not take off, but I did say that electric is not the future of bikes. Kawasaki are probably going to look at going either hybrid or they're going to go.
They already have, mate, with the 700.
Yeah, I've got it here, mate. Yeah, so it came to me. I got a little post today. Someone said to me, "Oh, have you seen the new 700?" No.
Yeah.
Oh, MCN have promoted it. I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake, I want to do it on tonight's stream. Right. So here she is, the Kawasaki Ninja 7 Hybrid. So second ever hybrid production bike, runs on petrol, electric, or both. Small bike economy, middleweight grunt. It's only 68 horsepower, which isn't bad. Seat height 795, so it's nice and low. That's exactly the same height as the LXS that Lexmoto do, so it's really low in the seat. I would struggle to get on that because bloody long legs. 227 kilos, but the best thing is it's a 451 twin, number 7. It's equivalent to a 650 700cc twin, like its own Ninja 650. But
I've got another one out that's better than that. Is it the Ninja HEV? It's called.
Yeah, the HEV's out as well.
Which
but
is
the idea is
hydrogen bike.
Yeah, up to 40 mile an hour, it runs on electric, and then all of a sudden the petrol engine cuts in. But it will give you 7 miles of electric only running at 40 mile an hour. Yeah. As soon as you run it dry, the engine cuts in, but it will give you 80 to 90 miles to the gallon. For a 700, that's really good. Yeah. The electric motor's piggybacked on the crankcase under the fuel tank, liquid cooled. It's got its own radiator, 48 volt battery pack under your backside. It's got an air duct on the right side of the fairing for cooling, so it keeps the batteries cool. When you're in eco mode, gets the bike rolling as an EV, but at 12 mile an hour, kicks the ice into life, and then you thrust forward at 3,500 RPM. It's going to be a game changer, but doesn't that look good for a hybrid bike? It actually looks like a real bike, but with a hybrid engine in it. You know, you can't go far wrong with that. But you're going to have your haters on it as well.
The one I saw, I don't know, I have not even seen that one that you've just put up, but the one I saw was an HEV, which was hydrogen electric, and basically they were saying that that's a 700cc. It's got it's a lightweight bike. It's got the handling capabilities of a 600 and all the power output of 1000cc.
So exactly, yeah.
And they're saying that this is the way that they're going, and like obviously, like when they've stopped manufacturing the 1400, this is the way that they're going to go.
Yeah.
I think that's going to negate the electric bikes altogether.
Grey Wolf just bought a two-piece RST airbag suit. Costs a lot. Lets you pay 14. Run the software which controls it. You may return the control unit when not paying. NC750 got crap for being 54 brake and 80. You're not sure how much? Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of bikes in the 750 horsepower range that were all around that brake horsepower. But you know, it's petrol isn't running out at the moment. We're not going to see it in our lifetime. Probably in another 10-15 years, petrol will start to get a bit scarcer. But you're still going to have your petrol heads that want a decent bit of engine noise. That's the only thing.
Yeah, there's an agenda running. I don't want to get into it because it's like it does my head in.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know what's happening. It's like the whole world's going for these 15-minute cities. It's happening. You only have to look at China. China's been doing it for years and years and years. It's all about social engineering. Basically, if you're in China and you jaywalk, you can be fined. You can have your social credit score reduced, and the whole of your town or city knows that you jaywalked and are found. So there's the whole social shaming. And it's all to keep everyone in these 15-minute cities because that's going to save the planet.
Yeah, as if it would. Yeah. There was someone that was. There was a very, very good YouTube video that I actually watched, and it's this scientist saying, "Oh, the polar ice caps are melting, and the water's going to rise 10 feet." And he actually had a container, and he put a block of ice in it,
and let it melt.
And it's exactly the same level.
Yeah.
He said, so people are talking, and this guy is a very well-known scientist, and he said, there is going to be no water. He said, it's all propaganda just to make people cut down on the pollution. Yeah.
It's to push people into the next big thing that they want to make the money off. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, socialism is the sign of the great and the good everywhere. Exactly that. We'll be at war against the Tiddlywinks soon enough. Very true. Just obviously not yet. Yeah.
You only have to look at Nikolai Tesla and read up on him.
Oh God, yeah.
He wanted to provide free energy for all.
Yeah.
And the capitalists didn't like that.
Yeah. As soon as the big companies start losing the money, and it's the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's what people say.
What about the American guy that designed an engine that runs on water as well?
Yeah.
Happened to have a heart attack after he had warned his brother that they were out to get him.
Yeah. I think that was the guy with the Volkswagen. He did a Beetle engine, didn't he?
I can't remember what it was, mate.
Yeah, it was in America or something, and he designed this Beetle engine that ran on water, the Volkswagen. He said it's the most easy flat twin engine. I've got it running on water. It does this, and the power pack's bigger, but with a bit of engineering, we can shrink. And then next thing you know, he's dead. Yeah.
Rev, put up that comment that military bikers just put on.
Oh, no bucket tonight. I've got the Malbec tonight, so I'm on the red tonight. So
it's never far away, MB.
We have a lawyer on it. We're going to be buying a bike soon, anyways. Yeah, exactly. Even though just watched a great video about the bike road dog. Guy's gone and bought it and got it running. That's one to watch then. Paul's off to carry on working on his bike. Have a good one, Paul. We might see you up Super Sausage on Sunday. Yes, he says. The other one, because someone messaged me this week, and he said to me, I've seen your GTR videos, but I've just caught up where you're riding some big black contraption that sounds like a potato chip, a tractor. And I went, yeah, that's the Harley. Well, why in the hell would you go from Kawasaki to Harley Davidson? Can you explain it? And I'm like, I'll explain it on the stream. I love my GTR. I am never, ever going to sell that Kawasaki. I love it. It's a perfect touring bike. It's a cruiser. It's got shed loads of power. It's basically a ZZR 1400 with a touring chassis on it. It's a lot heavier. It's a lot less horsepower. It's shaft drive, but it goes from A to B very, very quickly. And it's a perfect touring bike. It's comfortable. It does everything I want. It's got all the bells and whistles. So why would I want the Harley? The simple reason is the Harley is the weekend fun bike. It's obnoxious. It's loud. It's feet forwards. It's bloody uncomfortable to ride. It doesn't corner. It's a Harley Davidson. It only goes in a straight line. But when you pull up in a car park on that Harley, it attracts people around it like flies round shit. Does the GTR do that? Yes, but the Harley does it better. And it's like chalk and cheese. I love the Harley, but I love my GTR more. And I always say to people, because Phil said to me every morning when I go to open up the garage, I walk past the showroom door and I go, morning, gorgeous. Put the shutters up. And if your bike doesn't make you do that, you've got the wrong bike. The amount of times that I wheel the GTR out onto the front yard and park it up, and Phil said to me, you always glance back and look at your GTR. Yeah, because I bloody love my bike. If that doesn't do you, it's time to sell the bike and find something that makes you look back at your bike.
Rev, have you seen John Diehard McLean's latest video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like some of the bikes in there were absolutely beautiful. I would own a Harley in a heartbeat. But the price of quite a lot of them kind of scares me a wee bit. And now I know Harley's very, very good and very, very clever with their financing. A lot of them, even new bikes, zero deposit and £145 a month and stuff like that. But you never own the bike and you trade in and so on and so forth. But listen. See, anyone that ever asks me to justify the bike that I ride, or why are you doing this or why are you doing that, I don't even give them the time or the courtesy of an answer, because, like, why should you question anyone for riding any bike?
Exactly. It's like because obviously Steph was on Peaky's live stream on Wednesday. Now he's got a 1250 GSA. He's just gone out and got the 1300. And he said it's a totally different machine, but he loves the 1300, but he still likes his 1250. So, Mrs. Belly likes the Cadwell, so best does. But I'll tell you what, that Cadwell was absolutely beautiful. You can't get a better bike. I've actually got it. Let me see if I can find it in my photos. There we go. Let's go into share a screen. Right, let's see if I can find my photos of the Cadwell. We took this out. Now, obviously, AJS have sent this down to us, and they've said to me, obviously, as a motovlogger, can you bash up the Cadwell? No, I haven't got a photo of the Cadwell. I've deleted it. Oh, well. But go and watch my YouTube video on the Cadwell. It screams Baby Norton, early Honda CB500F. It's exactly the same shape, but for the money that it is, and someone said, yeah, but it's a Chinese bike. Yes, it's a Chinese bike, but it's built in England, and you know darn well that the guys in England are going to be torquing every bolt up. It's not going to be running through a factory.
What bike's that, Rev?
It's the AJS Cadwell.
Aye. I like it. An AJS, they're doing a pure modern retro vibe now, and I love it.
Well, we had a guy. He came into us, and he said to me, he said, I've got an MTO3. He said, I think this guy's about 65 to 68 now. I'm still riding bikes, but my MTO3 is too heavy for me, and it's too high in the seat. Can I trade it in and have a 125? And I went, yeah, of course you can. And I don't do bike sales anymore. I'm in the workshop too much. So I said, speak to Becca. Rebecca will do it all. And she said, he's sat on the Cadwell. It's nice and low. You know, it's comfortable for him. It's got a low center of gravity. So he's bought this Cadwell. But we had it in today. I've done a couple of test rides on it. We did the walk round video. We did the ride for him. I've got another ride video where I'm actually taking it out. And yes, we go down the A5 at 40 mile an hour on it like we normally do. But he absolutely loves it. And then someone commented and said, oh, yeah, but have you noticed the reflector's not exactly level? Well, yeah, because it's the first ride. I haven't done the QC. Once I've gone round the bike and I've adjusted everything, yeah, the reflector's slightly tucked downwards. So that will be brought up level. I haven't done my final quality control check yet. When it was, I will get it out. Here we go.
Mate, why do you think I've not done any of the repair videos or anything to do with that ZX9 other than what I want to show? Do you know what I mean? Because it's I wouldn't have done that, and I can't be bothered with it. Yeah. This is from people that are sitting not even lifting a spanner. They put their bikes into a garage to get fixed.
Yeah, I love the one RB was riding, the black and gold one. Yeah, black and gold on it. It just pops. It does. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
The black tank with the gold AGS on it. It's just
It's bloody beautiful. I've got it on my phone somewhere, but my phone's downstairs. The missus has got my phone, so she's playing bingo on it. Sherman job is the old GS is the oil painting either. Oh God! So yeah, the bike does look great. Yeah, it's. I tell you what, AJS are putting out some damn good product at the moment, but it's when you get sort of Lex Moto coming in, WK coming in, AJS, and we literally pull them out the crate, quick bolt check round it, slam the wheels on it, roll it into the showroom. When it comes out for that, because we do what's called a 7th stage. A lot of dealers will just put it together, get it all ready to go, quick bolt check round the bike, stick a number plate on it. There you go, mate. 2 miles on the clock. That's your bike. We don't do it like that. So it'll have a build, goes into the showroom. It will come back out. We'll do a PDI, which is every single bolt on that bike gets torqued to the spec that what. So we sit there with a sheet and it's like 74 Newton meters, 18 Newton meters, and we sit there with like sockets doing all the bolt. I tend to go 2 or 3 Newton meters over the top of what it should be, or get your socket and give it a good bloody tweak if you can't get in with the torque. Go around that, number plates on, petrol in, chuck the battery in, out for the ride test, comes back, it has another bolt check after the ride test to make sure everything's still tight. Then we go and do another ride test. We do a final QC, which is only me and Phil. We're the only 2 that touch QCs, where we go around every bolt on the bike, handlebars, blah, blah, blah. Then it gets registered. Final ride on the day, and I've been known to do the final ride on the day of handover and phone the customer, you're going to have to delay the handover by 2 hours. Why? Because the clutch bite's not right, or the back brake's not, it's too spongy for me. I don't like it. If I can get it done in time, I'll give you a call, but we may have to delay the handover. And the customer always knows that it's not going to go out unless it's 100% perfect. We've had 2 today, so we handed over a Scrambler today and an Lex Moto LXS, which Matt knows because his daughter's got one. It got one went out at 3:30, one went out at 4 o'clock. I get a phone call at 5 o'clock from the customer with the LXS. Hello, it's Adam with the LXS. All right, what's up? Well, I picked the bike up earlier. What you done to it? Oh, I haven't done anything. The bike rides lovely. What's happened? I was going down the road and I hit a bump and the L plate snapped off the back. We used the foam board ones. And he said, the L plate snapped off the back. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, my heart's going 10 to the dozen here, thinking, what the hell has gone wrong? Tell you what, come back tomorrow. I'll put your brand new L plate on it. Simple as that, mate. And he went, oh, is there a charge for it? No, don't worry. I'll bang you one in easy as that. So that's what we did. Let's have a quick roll down the... if I hadn't got the Michigan, I would have had that. Oh, Stu just sent me. So Peaky's out with the missus, so he won't be in. Yeah. Looks BMW. TMB, blah, blah, blah. Built in China, except for the engine. Exactly that, yeah. Let me just roll down some of these messages. So the BMW, yeah, it's a V-Strom, third of the price for the ugliness. That's very, very true. Exit has just said, weather's getting crappy, Chewy, because you're getting all the good stuff. Exactly, yeah. Chewy's always he's got the good weather over there, so he's obviously down the other bottom end of the globe, Australia, New Zealand area. You lucky bugger. Grey Wolf, I'm seriously looking at the orange bike at the moment. Ah, there we go. So going KTM. Peaky, you can't beat. I'm out with you. Love it, Stevie. Love it. We're in drought again. We need rain desperately. Oh, bless him. Oh, Chewy. Chewy's done some really good videos. If you haven't caught up on Chewy's page, and people say, why do you promote other channels when it's meant to be your live stream? I don't give a rat's ass, mate. At the end of the day, I have fun promoting other people's channels. And it's at the end of the day, it's a Friday night. All the boys get together. We have a bit of a laugh. We have a bit of, as I say, shiz and giggles. Chewy's channel's there. So youtube.com, go into Chewy. Now, there's some really good stuff on his. If you go into some of his motovlogs, go and check him out riding the Rocket. He's got a Triumph Rocket, major bit of kit. Now, Phil in the garage, my boss, has one of these as well. He's got the original Rocket 3. The new one is crap. Go and buy it. If you're going to buy a Rocket, go and buy the old Rocket. But Chewy's channel, go and check it out. Absolutely amazing. I love watching Chewy. And he is a sound, as I say, he's just like this guy over here. What you see on screen is what you get. There's no camaraderie. There's no up his own arse like some bike channels. Hello, kids. It's me here again. Let's read motorcycle news. Yeah, we all know who we're talking about. Another one here as well. This guy, Mr. 50, down here, Nitro Rory, Mr. 50cc. This guy knows everything about 50cc bikes, and we're always pushing Rory on the channel. Stevie, Military Biker, another big one. Stevie's a massive channel compared to me. He's got loads of American followers, but he rides around on his Harley. It's crazy. Rev's going to be
Andy created one of the most amazing shots you'll ever see. The one that he keeps a camera and he just rides off into the distance. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
What a shot, mate. That is just outstanding. And
it's just one of those, you do it and you watch it and you think, Jesus Christ, I've just got 100% perfect shot there. It's a one. Yeah.
Do you know what I was thinking about? I'm like, he's got to go back to that fucking camera.
Yeah. If only our countries could be halfway around the globe. Exactly, yeah. There's another one. He doesn't come in very often, which is Roland Keith. Roland is brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. But there's loads of great bike channel. Go into any of my videos. Down the bottom is a description of all the bikers that I follow. There's some bloody great channels in there. Grey Wolf as well. You know. Who else have we got? People like Andy. We've got. I haven't seen Simon GTR for absolutely ages, and Simon lives 2 miles from me. He's too busy out on the lorries at the moment. You know, his bike is his daily run, but he normally bashes up some bike video. He's just too darn busy at the moment. As another one, Darren Spears. You know, Darren Spears, great bike mechanic, but he doesn't do any videos. But he normally pops in on the channel. Professional Monkey, massive channel. He comes in here. Hells on 2 Wheels, another great channel. But they're all in the description down below. So go and check that out. German Jobbies as well. Go and check him out. And Steph, Motor Travels, he's another great one as well. But there's massive channels out there. Don't just, you know, sit on YouTube watching the same people. Another one, he's an English guy, comes from Portsmouth. You know, I follow his channel, Spicy 110, Premises 187 from London. Another couple of good ones. And I caught up on another one today, which was good. And it's good to see their channel is actually doing really well at the moment, which is Square Slice Moto. So Ayrshire Vlogster's done his new post. I've got to go and watch that tonight. So Ayrshire Vlogster, Mark, another great Scottish rider. The one that absolutely, people say to me, there's a bit of bromance going on there is Lockwood. I haven't seen Lockwood in absolutely ages, but he's doing his own thing at the moment. He did say to me, I think it's about 3 months ago, he had a couple of issues going on. I said, I'll leave you to it. When you're ready to go, just pop me a message and we will chat. But you know, I absolutely love Rob. He's a great guy. He's really down to earth. And me and him get on like a house on fire, like me and this guy do as well. So we're always chatting and texting each other, sending each other photos. Andy GSA Tractor just tends to send me porn links.
I know. It's like
I had 3 today. I had the. I'm not going to mention what it is, but I had the one where people get washed ashore. So he sent me that one. I had the Halloween one, and then I had the one of a stripper in a bar, and I'm not going to mention what he was doing with the thing in his mouth, but but I have got to say, obviously I was on Peaky's stream on Wednesday. I slightly put my foot in it. because I was showing. Now, I was talking about first aid kits, Stu. So I carry one of these. Now, this actually goes onto the inside of my pannier. So I can open the pannier, rip it away, and I've got a first aid trauma kit. In there is a tourniquet, all your normal things that you would have if you was military. So things like a Tampax, which goes into a puncture wound, credit card, piece of plastic shaped credit card, a Durex, a compression bandage that soaks up all the blood. But we were talking Velcro. Now, I put my foot in it slightly. I said, maybe we should start using Velcro and put it round over to stop everybody coming in because it would stick to their hair. I upset a few people that were ethnic. So my apologies if I did. It was meant tongue-in-cheek joke. But Velcro is a wonder. So just don't put your body parts against it because it does attract to long hair. So don't ever put it near his beard.
Have you ever seen the guy and he's doing like a sort of, it's like a spoof military tactical sort of video, and he's basically saying when I'm out in the field and like it's hush hush and like I'm quite close to enemy lines, I said I'll show you the tactic that we use when we're pulling Velcro apart, and he gets right up close and he goes like that, and as he pulls the Velcro, he goes, ha!
Yeah, it's like taking a plaster off quick. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I found that on Temu and it's $9.99 for that, so it's cheap. But how many bike accidents do you come across each year? Loads. Yeah. If you've got a trauma pack and you know how to use it, especially like tourniquets and everything, if you've got the military training. Yeah. And I know Stevie knows how to use a tourniquet. There's a couple of us know how to use it, but for $9.99, and that pack comes with a tourniquet. It even comes with an alcohol breath tester as well. Right. So you can like blow into it, and it will give you a fair rate. Like if you've been on the bucky the night before and you want to go out for a bike ride next day, you're like, shit, I'm over. But yeah, it was a good bit of kit. That's how here we go. Andy's a deviant. Well, we knew that anyway. They get a full conversation in Thailand. No, only mine. Any morphine in it? I wish there was, mate. No, we don't do that. But you remember? Yeah, you must remember like the little things that you just like little needle on the end, you pump, squeeze, break the seal. Yeah, they used to work great. You normally get those in your military. Stevie knows about them. They used to come in your military pack, and you just make sure you don't sit on your military pack in case you got stumped in the arse with it.
Did you know that in the First World War, Harrods used to have a pack that you could buy that you could send over to the troops in World War One, and in it was marijuana, cocaine, heroin, and I can't remember what else. And it's a genuine thing. I'm not, because like none of it was banned at that time. And you could actually buy it in Harrods and send it over to your loved ones. They must have had a rare tear.
But say all these people in the trenches absolutely stoned out their faces.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I didn't even realise that. My grand, obviously. We did a video. Oh God, what was it? Hashtag Who Are You or whatever. John Dyard McLean. I think it was John Dyard McLean or someone started it off. Who Are You or something? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was John. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And I spoke about my granddad. My granddad was my idol. He actually got court-martialed in the Second War and ended up doing 2 years in Wormwood Scrubs in the prison. And everyone's like, your granddad did 2 years in Nick? Yeah. They had a little railway under Wormwood Scrubs where they used to keep all the German officers. They used to have the railway gun. So, of course, all the buzz bombs used to come into London. So you used to bring the train out with the gun and they used to shoot the buzz bombs down. My granddad actually shot the tail off this buzz bomb. It went into the side of Wormwood Scrubs, hit the prison and killed 20 German officers. And he got court-martialed for it. And had to do 2 years in prison for killing 20 German officers that were waiting for interrogation. Oh, bless him. But it was hilarious. Oh, let's have a quick look. Should I open it? No, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
It's either going to be the Halloween one or it's going to be the lap dancing one. The Germans gave out lots of methamphetamine to the troops.
Yeah, they did. I can't remember the name of it. I was trying to think of it when I was telling the story about the Harrods. But they used to feed their troops amphetamines. And basically what that allowed them to do was give them less rations because they weren't hungry. So, and that was why they were so ferocious when they fought as well, because they were just all on speed.
Yeah, because they're all speeding out their head, aren't they? Yeah. Streamyard Link, we're going to be on for about another 10-15 minutes. I'm only going to do about an hour tonight. So Streamyard Link is up there. If you want to come and meet this fantastic guy over here called Mr. Zedhead, Streamyard Link's up there, boys. Come and jump on the show, Andy or German or Nitro or Chewy or whatever. Oh, look at that. Look at that colour. Oh.
So basically, like this is obviously like the mudguard. So let's get all new stainless steel bolts and that in it. And if you look in the inside, it's all new captive nuts and stuff like that. So everything's brand new. Just a little sneaky peek.
Mint. It is mint, yeah.
So, everyone's like, when's it on the road? When's it on the road? It's I'm taking my time with it because there's a reason.
Nitro just said you've cut the streams down these days. You've been. I'll tell you what. I sit up till. I have gone. Now, if we were talking last year, I was 90% in the office, 10% out in the garage doing QCs. Since our mechanic left, it has been a complete role reversal. So I am now 90% in the workshop and 10% in front of house, manning the phones, which is where Rebecca comes in, because Rebecca is now my bike sales girl. I don't have nothing to do with bike sales at all now, apart from chucking my videos and ride test up. But obviously, since last year, being a bike tester, I am now a car tester as well. So I am MOT in cars, I'm MOT in bikes. I'm working on cars, I'm working on bikes, I'm engineering, fabricating. So... yeah, I am literally 6 a.m. some mornings till I think what was it, 7:30 I rolled in last night, and I was that knackered last night. Now normally I sit up till 8-9 o'clock at night, sitting on my YouTube, editing a few videos. I was actually in bed at 8 o'clock last night with a muggy head, just needing to catch up on sleep. So I am, I think, 60 hours in at the moment this week. And I've still got tomorrow's shift to go. So by the time I finish tomorrow's shift, it's going to be probably about 72 hours. Now that is literally 6 days a week. And then the missus moans at me because obviously I get up at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning, go down to the garage, get the bike ready, down to Super Sausage, home at 12 o'clock. So she literally sees me in the evenings and Sunday afternoons, and that is it. And if I'm anything like last Sunday, sat there, let's watch the latest Equalizer. We've got a download of Equalizer 4. I sat there, I got 10 minutes in, and
mate, all work and no play makes Dave a dull boy.
It does, yeah. That's what she said, yeah. So yeah,
I mean? It's like it's balance, mate. It's just life balance. Do you know what I mean? The work will still be there in the morning. Just chill out, don't worry about it. I've been that person that's actually driven myself right into the ground with work, thinking that I had to do it all.
Yeah, that's what Mel tells me every bloody night. You're driving yourself.
Yeah,
I'm coming up for 60 next year, mate. You know, I'm not a youngster. I'm getting old. And she said to me, "You're not a 21. In your head, you still think you're 21, but your body's not. It's 60." Yeah, I know that when I go to bed, and it's like, "Oh, do you think that? No, thanks. Go to sleep." But yeah, this Nitro has just said, I agree. Start using, switch over to Simon's and then fall over drunk on military. Yeah, You normally end up getting your bits out on military show. That's the thing.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was Pete Starr, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember Pete Starr, yeah.
That was brilliant. I happened to be on that live stream. My God.
Oh yeah, that was a bit in your face, and it's like
I was awfully hungry after seeing that meeting too, Veg.
Yeah, Andy, I'd done 30 hours last week and got paid for 50. You jammy bastard. It seems like I do love my job. Yeah, I always say to Phil, you know, if I'd have been 20 years earlier rather than being a DJ and got into biking with Phil earlier, then I would have. But I've been with Phil now for 12 years this January, and it don't seem like 12 years. It seems like yesterday that I joined up, because I started as his maintenance guy, just painting the building, doing a couple of bits, and it wasn't until I picked the phone up, because he used to literally pick the phone and go, "Eclipse, how can I help?" And it wasn't until I actually picked the phone up and went, "Good morning, Eclipse, Dave speaking. How can I help you?" And he went, "That's a bit posh, and it's about customer service."
Yeah.
Everybody does it now, and it's all, you know. Oh, let me get your details. Let me get your email. How many miles has the bike done? When was the last service? You've literally got a custom on our planner. You've got the customer's life story of what he's had done, what he doesn't want done, every quote that he's done, every quote he's turned down. So I know instantly. It's called customer profiling. You can look at a customer and go, this guy spends a shed load of money. He's going to get priority over the person that just has one MOT a year.
Mate, when I got into biking, I had an idea about basically having like a one-stop shop, and what that was a garage, but it was also a cafe as well. It was also an internet cafe. It was actually in Paisley. And I did a vlog on it, and it wasn't on the channel I'm on just now. It was my previous channel, and I talked about it. And I did all the sort of research on it. And basically what I was offering was free Wi-Fi and so on and so forth. So if you were a motovlogger and you stopped by my cafe, you could download content onto a laptop. I would provide, you could edit it. I would have you your burger and chips or whatever it was. If your bike needed a service, I would have a mechanic that was on hand at the garage that was next door. Now, what this facility was, it was an Art Deco building, so it had like a big glass front on it, and I had all the sort of designs and whatever. And it was the place was going to be called Zeds, and it was going to have a big red Z that rotated, and was illuminated, and basically it would be a biker cafe. The way into the cafe and the way out of the cafe would only be wide enough for bikes to get in. It would not be accessible for cars. It would be bikes only. I was going to run live events, so on and so forth, and I bottled it basically because of the fact that I had the kids, the house, and whatever. So see the fact that you've done that, mate, and you've jumped in and you've succeeded and thrived. I'm actually quite jealous of it, because I wish I had done what I thought I was going to do. I actually had a guy who was going to back me on because he thought it was a fantastic idea, and I just couldn't commit to it.
It's about finding. You see, I spent nearly 20 years as a DJ, and I loved the music. It wasn't until obviously 2000s come around, 2010s, and I'm like, the music scene's getting boring. And then you end up doing the weddings, and you get the people that get drunk, and as I say, as you get older, your tolerance of people gets less and less and less and less. And then you get the people come out, oh, my fucking record now, my fucking record. And you're like, just rack off, mate. You're really getting on my tits. Oh, when can I have my song? I'll play your song at 12:05. Will you finish at 12? Exactly. Yeah, I'll play it in the van on the way home. That was the reason. And it was only because I used to work as a welder. I was a ministry welder, and the boss had gone around Christmas Eve and went, there's your ticket, you're being made redundant. Oh, great, I'm self-employed. What am I meant to do? Oh, well, we'll get you some work in January. And I happened to pop down to Phil, and he said, I'm looking for someone to build me a bike showroom and a lean-to so I can put the bikes under. Well, I'm a welder. I can build it out of scaffold poles. You order the scaffold poles, I'll weld the bloody thing up.
Yeah.
And then he said to me, he said, you're pretty good with your hands. I said, well, I've spent 40 years fabricating. And he went, oh, do you want to do this, this, this? And then obviously gone to the phones. And then he said, and it wasn't till sort of a couple of years ago when our bike mechanic left. And he went, oh, crap. He said, I've got 2 Gixxer 600s in, and I've got an MT-07 in. He said, I need someone to service it. Oh, I can do that. And he went, well, I said, I've been around bikes since I was like 5 years old. I know how to do a set of carbs. And he went, yeah, but you've got no certificates. I went, all my knowledge is up here. It's in my head. And he went, boom, done it. Absolutely perfect. And he said, oh, I'll put you on a bike course. I went on the bike everyone's heard the story of the bike MOT. I scored 100%. I did my car MOT. I scored 100%. And every time he phones the MOT test centre, they go, oh, Jesus Christ, not him. He's so OCD and precise. And that is me. If it's not done properly, I lose my rag. And the amount of times Phil tells me to calm down because I lose my rag very, very quickly. I've got very short attention span for someone that doesn't do the job bloody properly. It's either 100% or there's the door, fuck off.
Mate, it's like, you think of it this way, right? It's like the first time I roll up on my ZX9 at a car park, it's my name that's attached to that bike, so it's going to be right. So, like, no matter how hard or how much people want that bike on the road, it will be ready when it's ready.
It's ready when it's ready, yeah.
Because when anything I put my name to, I'm going to stand by it. And I know you're exactly the same. Yeah.
Well, if you literally go on the garage site, if you look for the garage and you look at the Google and everyone goes, thanks, Phil, thanks, Dave. Oh, I went in and Rev was there. And I always say to people, when you come in the garage, I am not Rev. Rev is outside the business. Rev's the motovlogger. When I'm in the garage, it's Dave. You don't call me Rev in the garage. There is a very fine line. Yeah. But and Phil said to me, he said, you know, the amount of people that phone up, is Rev there? Is Rev there? It's like, no, Rev's the motovlogger. Dave's in the garage. Yeah. Yeah. But we had, what was it? We had a guy come in and he said to me, he said, I've got a 125. He said, I've been to the local bike shop, which is Churchill's up next to Super Sausage. He said, I spoke to Terry and I've got a KTM 125 and this thing was a pile of shit. It really is a pile of crap. And he went, Terry won't look at it. And he went, where can I take my 125? Oh, you want to go down Eclipse and speak to Rev down there all day? He went, oh, I know. Yeah, he works down there. He's brought this bike in. I'm like, what's wrong with it? Well, it don't run right. It does this. It does that. What fuel are you putting in? Oh, I'm putting E10 in it. We'll start with E5. When did you last have a service? I can't remember. But it's probably your plug then. And he's like, oh, can I book it in? And then you give them the price and they go, oh, can't you do it for 60 quid? Where are you going to get an oil change, a spark plug, and someone to look at your bike for 60 quid?
Exactly.
Mate, you know?
First of all, mate, there's my hourly rate, which I'm due before I even lift a spanner.
And then you've got the price of the oil, the price of the spark plug.
Absolutely. Yeah. The higher of the tools, a lot of people forget that. The higher of the tools, it's crazy. Just wanting stuff for nothing.
You're welcome, Chewy. Right, Chewy's off. Have a good night. Thanks for the cut. You're welcome, mate. Go and follow Chewy's channel down there. Yeah, he's in the side chat as well. Everything should be 100%. Yeah, exactly. And I always say to people, you do an MOT on a car, you screw it up, and the customer's got a loose wheel nut, and you miss it. They go down the road, the wheel falls off. They're gonna smash the car up. They're gonna get a couple of cuts and bruises. You get it wrong on a bike. And that guy, and we had this on the MOT test. We had the, was it a Phaser 600 in? And the guy said to me, he said, there's 4 bikes out there. I need you to check 4 bikes. One will be a do not ride or do not even test. You're going to abandon the test before you start it. One will be a fail. One will be a pass and advise, or maybe you might fail it, but the other one will pass. And there was a TDM 900. It was a Trace, TDM 900. a Phaser 600, CB125, and a direct bike 50cc.
Yeah.
So we've gone out, we've done the MOT test. This 50cc, the panels looked like an armadillo. There were so many zip ties on it. It was held together with zip ties. So we've all come back in. How many people have failed one bike? And there's me plus 5 professional, what they call it, grade 3 level mechanics, City and Guilds level 3 mechanic. So I've failed one. Yeah. How many people have failed 2? How many people have failed 3? And I went 2.5, possible 3. About the rest of you? Oh, we just failed one bike. Well, which one did you fail? The direct bike. And I went, that's the one I passed.
Right.
No, the panels are all falling. No. MOT test says likely to become detached or come loose or fall off the bike is a fail. Are they likely to become detached? No, but they're all loose and held together with zip tie. They're not likely to come off. It's a pass. The bike is sound structurally. The panels are just shit. It's a pass. All right. And he turned to me. He said, which one did you fail? I said, well, the one I even refused to put in was the TDM 900 because on the pre-check, you have to undo the fuel cap and lift the seat, check under the seat. Did anybody look under the seat? Oh, yeah. Bullshit. I call bullshit because I didn't see any of you put the key in and lift the seat on the TDM. If you would have seen the big red wire that's wrapped around the positive of the battery with a switch in the middle, and the bare wire, the copper wire, is wrapped around the fuel line in the back of the carb. And they went, oh, I said that was a refuse to test because of that wire. Yep. And he went, oh, the CB125, the chain is flapping around like a bastard, but it's not likely to come off the sprocket. It's about 1.5 inches. I would have advised it loose chain. Some people would have failed it. It's at your discretion. I said the one that I did find that was dangerous to the point of I'm not letting the guy go out of here was a Phaser 600. And it had got a 120/70/17 front wheel on it, which is a standard road front. Yeah. And they went, oh, I said, but it's a brand new tyre. But I'm failing it on the front tyre. And they went, why? I went, because of the front tyre. And the instructor turned around to him and said, go and look at the front wheel of that bike. And they've all come in and went, yeah, the rotation's right, the valve's right, it's bolted up. Yeah.
How old was it?
It's a brand new tyre.
Oh, right,
It was the 2020 back then. I think it was the 2021 tyre. Yeah. So it was a 3-month-old tyre. And I went, yeah, it is, but it's illegal and it's a dangerous fail. And they've all gone out, looked at it again. This guy went, I fit 20 to 30 bike tyres a day. I went, well, you would have spotted it instantly then. And he went, there's nothing wrong with it. And I went, there is. Look at the profile. And he's looked at it and gone, there's nothing wrong with the profile. And I went, really? All bike tyres are marked FRU, front rear universal, or radial. Where's the marking on it? Well, it hasn't got one, so it's never assume. And I got my finger and did that and wiped boot polish off the side of the tyre. He'd rubbed off where it had told you which tyre it was. I went, you can spot it. I said, I walked up to the front of the bike and looked at it. I said, what does a front tyre on a bike look like? And he went, what do you mean? I went, a front tyre on a bike is curved. Yeah. This thing is dead square, 90 degrees square. I said, I know exactly what he's done. And he went, what's that? I said, he's taken the rear tyre off the CBF 125 and put it on the front of the Phaser and put the Phaser tyre on the back of the bloody Honda. And he went, and this guy looked at me grinning. I went, you bastard, you. I said, it's the fact that you've got a rear tyre on the front of a bike. It's a dangerous fail. And he went, oh. I said, now, if that guy, you pass that bike, the guy goes down the road and he goes to corner. He's got no tread pattern on the front, so the front end's going to wash out. He slides into a bus stop. Sitting in the bus stop is a woman and a 6-month-old baby. He takes the woman out and breaks her legs. But during that, he hits the pram and kills the baby. Who's liable? The guy on the bike. And I went, no, you, because you've tested the bike and passed it as rideable. And it's you that's going to be in court on manslaughter charges. It's not that. It's your reputation in charge. Yep. And he went, oh, here we go. Caso, tyre tread has to be visible. Yeah, exactly that. And I fell out. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he goes to Super Sausage. One of my friends came down to the garage about 2 months ago now for an MOT test on his bike, on his Gixxer 600. Small registration plate. And I said to him, I said, you need a full-size reg on that, mate. I can't pass your bike with a full, with that plate on. It's like a pillar box stamp.
Yeah.
I can do you a new plate. It's 18 quid. And he went, oh, yeah, I'm going to mess around like that because I've got to go and get my driving license. I need the V5 logbook to get a reg plate. Oh, how about if I just slip you 20 quid and you pass the bike? And I went,
I ain't happening.
That's not happening, mate. I said, the fact is, I said, you've just tried to bribe a VOSA tester. It's not happening. Oh, I was only joking, but how about 25 quid? And I went, you're just pushing the limit now, mate. I went, do you know I can actually report this to VOSA as a bribe? I said, it's like trying to bribe a police officer. You're trying to bribe a VOSA tester. My license is worth more to me than that. And he went, oh. And I actually phoned my VOSA guy and I said, one of my mates has just offered me 20 quid to let his bike go. And he went, oh, what's the reg on the bike? I said, but he said he went to a different garage last year and they passed it, no problem. Oh, did they? Right. We'll look into it because we can look in the test and look at who the MOT test station was. I said, but I've refused to test it, but it's one of my mates and he's got the right arse with me now because I won't pass his bike with a small reg plate. And I've known this guy for 15 years. We were good friends, but he's got the arse because I won't pass his bike. And they went, no, it's if you reckon it's a fail because it's a small plate, you fail it. Hey, thank you. Boom. Went out, went, your bike's failed. You need to get a full-size reg plate, bring it back he never brought it back for a retest. He pulled into Super Sausage 4 weeks ago, saw me in the car park and pulled straight out. He will not talk to me.
That's poor.
Yeah. And people said, oh, he's pulled in and pulled out. Does it bother you? No, sorry, mate. My license and my reputation, getting that license is not it's like your driving license. It's not an entitlement. It's a gift that you look after.
Here's a question for you, right? As a MOT tester, I'll just take it on the bike scenario. So, what's your views on somebody presenting a bike absolutely howling dirty and lacking oil in the chain and so on and so forth? Might be a pass as opposed to somebody who takes the time to clean the bike and make sure it's in tip-top condition before they present it to you. What's your views on that?
So if it was a clean bike, be round it a lot quicker. And I would normally say to them, well looked after, well-maintained bike, absolutely spot on, pat on the back for you. And I had one, when was it? Wednesday afternoon. He brought his bike down to me. It wasn't an MOT, but he fitted his own chain and sprocket. Yeah, all right. But he'd broken 2 of the sprocket bolts. So he's got 2 sprocket bolts on one side of the hub holding the sprocket on. So I've said to him, I went, the thing is, you need a complete new hub unit because the actual bolts, they're like head bolts, they're actually screwed in. Yes. Yep. It's quicker to buy a new hub, which is $25.99, than it is for me to drill them out, try and thread new bolts in and piss about with it. But what concerns me more is the fact that you've got absolutely no brake pad material on your discs, on your pads, front and back, and your discs look like a 45 EP record. Yep. They've got grooves and cuts in them. And he went, oh, I would suggest not riding the bike. And he went, oh, I can't MOT it because it will fail instantly. Yeah. And he went, oh, I've quoted you for front and rear discs and pads and a new hub, and I can get them all from Sinis tomorrow. I can get them on DPD Express for tonight. They'll be here for tomorrow. The total cost to repair it, I think it was about 340 quid, which wasn't bad for the job he wanted, plus the parts. And he went, no, I'll ride it home. Well, it's dangerous, mate. You've got 2 sprocket bolts. If that sprocket breaks on the other 2 bolts, it's going to wrap around your back wheel. I'll risk it. We phoned him up today to ask him if he wanted to do the job, and he went, "No, it's fine. I'm riding the bike." It's like, you've got no pad material and you're still riding the bike. And you're going to get those that always think it's, oh, as long as it goes in a forward direction, it's safe. And that really grates on me, because you're trying to advise them for their safety, and they're just chucking all caution to the wind. And if it has me off, it has me off.
See, that's the thing. It's like, so I, say for example myself, right? So like, say tomorrow I was presenting a bike for an MOT. So the first thing that I would have done was the chain and sprockets would have been checked. I would have made sure that the stretch on the chain wasn't out of spec. I would have made sure it was clean, lubricated, so on and so forth. Before I've even put it in for an MOT, the bike has had its service. It's got a new oil and filter. It's got new pads. It's got new coolant, and it's got new brake fluid. And everything's bled and ready to go. I've checked any head movement, and I'm not trying to hide anything. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to present my bike in the best possible condition that it can be in, because I don't want to hand my bike to somebody to MOT test to find faults in it, because that means that I'm riding a bike that has faults with it that I should know before I even throw my leg over.
Yeah. It's like I showed one of the lads today. He picked up a brand new bike, and I said to him, "I'm going to teach you how to do a walk round." And he went, "What's one of those?" I said, "It's 2 minutes. That 2-minute walk round will save your..." And he went, "How often do you do a walk round?" I went, "Every bike I ride." Exactly. Every time I pick up, every time Phil says to me, "Oh, this one needs ride testing," I walk round it, and Phil went, "What are you doing?" "Walk round." "All right, I can do it now in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I always start back left of the bike, indicator down, boom, boom, squeezing and grabbing and shaking absolutely everything.
And that's what I like. That's what I like the ZZR 1400 for, because you had the hazard lights, so you could walk around and check the four indicators all at the once, because they were all flashing, as well as the lights and whatever.
Then sit on the bike. Does it go into gear? What's the clutch bite like? Horn, indicators, main beam, dip beam, front brake, rear brake. Pull it forward, dive front end.
Exactly. Yeah. And then sit on the rear brake, and then let the bike warm up. As it's warming up, have a look underneath. Is it dropping any fluids?
Yeah.
Is there any oil sitting on the fairing? Because like a lot of bikes, the oil filter sits at the front of the bike, so it drops into the fairing and then it runs back. What's at the back of a bike if you've got a leak in an oil filter? The back wheel.
Yeah.
So these things need to be checked every single time. You can't take anything for granted. God, man.
It's like my young mechanic this week, and because Phil said to me, he went, "Oh crap, Phil was overrunning badly." He said, "I've got what was it? It was a 675 Triumph Triple." He said, "It's only a half service. It's literally drop the oil, bolt check, and out." And I went, "Yeah." He said, "I'm already an hour over. It was half an hour till the end of the day." And I went, "I can do that job in 20 minutes. And he went, "What?" So I can drop the oil, change the filter, bolt check that in 20 minutes. And he went, "No way." And I went, and the young mechanic said, Macaulay said to me, he went, "How quick can you do that?" And I went, "Up on the ramp, we paddocked the rear end, and we strapped the forks down." And I went, "Watch this, 4 bolts in the belly panel, drop the belly panel, went, there we go, boom, boom. Sump is at the front, the filter's at the front, it's a 204, went, filter first, because your oil's higher, drop your filter, then drop the sump, run my flush tool through the filter bolt to flush out all the crap down from below, filter back on, sump back on, fill it up with oil." I said, while I'm filling it up with oil, get the right level, pump it through to the filter, which means you're going to have to put a little bit more oil in it. I said, while the bike's warming up, because I always start the engine, I went, now the bike's running, let it run for 5 minutes, get the oil nice and hot, bump, bump, and I'm round with my socket sets, my Allen keys, and I'm going around the bike. And he went, "There we are, job done, time me." And he went, 27 minutes. "Oh, you said you'd do it in 20. And I went, Yeah, most garages will take an hour to an hour and a half and hammer you for that. I can do it in 27 minutes. And he went, bloody hell. I said, it don't take long to, if you know what you're doing and you've done it enough times to drop the oil and filter and do a bolt check on a bike. And then the guy come in and went, oh, done all your oil check and that. I said, but I've cleaned your chain for you at the same time. Why? I said, your chain grease was absolutely black, gritty and minging. Yeah. So I've cleaned your chain down. It's all nice and gold. And I've put your fresh chain wax on it. And he went, oh, bloody, I was going to do that this weekend. That saved me a job. How much extra? I went, part of the service, mate.
But see the thing about it is like, as a biker, it's like if I go to a car park and I look at somebody's bike, it's like when I look at somebody's bike, it tells me all I need to know about the person who's riding it. Just by the way it looks. If it looks immaculate, it's got a nice bit of lubrication, dry or wet on the chain, doesn't matter. If the everything just looks right with it, you know that person's taking care of that bike. When you go there and somebody, now it may be that they've just done like a 600 mile, 700 mile round trip of somewhere and the bike's hanging. I get that. You can tell a well-maintained dirty bike, but a bike that's dirty that isn't maintained sticks out a mile. You can tell. Do you know what I mean? Because like in a well-maintained dirty bike, it's got dry and wet parts on it, where you can see the lubrication in amongst the dust and the grime, as opposed to like a poorly maintained bike that's just dry all over, chain and all. So
see, loads of people are saying, walk around before you ride. Exactly. Would you take your car down the road without walking around it? The amount of people that pull out on their car is like, oh, dung, 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 dung. Oh, I've got a flat. Well, if you'd have walked around your car, you would have noticed that you've got a flat tyre.
Exactly. Oh, God, I know. It's like it's such a pain. And now I need to pay £100 for a new alloy. Yep, you'd have saved yourself that if you just checked.
Yeah. Pre-checks and checks absolutely save your life. You go and let's do something different. You're going to go down the swimming pool. What are you going to check that you've got in your bag? You've got your towel, you've got your trunks, you've got your flip-flops. Yeah, you just grab your bag, you get down to the swimming pool. Oh, crap, I've not got my trunks. I've got to go home and get my trunks now.
What's that?
Yeah. It's,
what is it they say? Fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
Yeah. Who was it that said, oh, God, what was it? I think it was Under Siege, Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, bad preparation is the mother of all fuck-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't prepare, as Stu said, prepare to fail, fail to prepare, that one, yeah. But it's like someone said to me the other day, because they were watching my my video of I did the carbs on the Virago. And I've taken a video of it, and I think I was showing Peaky of it. And it's like I've got a cloth set out. I've got a valet cloth.
Everything laid out. I saw it.
I've got everything laid out. All the jet sizes all laid out. I've got front and rear old ones, and then I've got front and rear of the new ones. And I'm doing one at a time, and I'm sitting there and I'm blowing it, and I've got a bit of brake cleaner and some carb cleaner, and I'm doing one jet. And my little mechanic, he said to me, he said, It's a garage. It's not an operating theatre. And I went, yeah, but it only takes one bit of grit in one of my jets for me to have to just strip the whole fucking thing down again and do it all from the beginning. Exactly. And the guy said to me, when he came in, he said to me, that bike hasn't run right for 2 years. And now it absolutely flies. He said, I can't believe it. And he went, how the hell did you do it? And I went, here's your old jets. Look at the verdigris and all the corrosion in there. Yeah. And he went, oh, I said, it's because have you been using E10 petrol? And he went, yeah, I have actually. And I went, that's your answer. E10 petrol will rot old-fashioned bikes. And I think it was a 1996 Virago 535. Yeah, but he said, he phoned me back last week and he said to me, he went, I can't believe how good the bike feels now. It's literally like I'm sat on the bike from original, because he's had it from day one. He said, it feels like I'm sat on my original bike and it pulls like a freight train. I went, it will do. New jets, new car. I've done every single jet, pin, slider, float seal, everything on those cars. And he went, yeah. I said, and I did it in 2.5 hours. And he went, God, he said that would have taken most garages about 6 to 8 hours. And I went, it depends who does the job. And I've done so many of them. Everybody's coming to me for carbs now. I hate the bloody things. I hate doing carb rebuilds because it's so finicky, fussy.
I think
Yeah.
I think carbs are calming.
Yeah.
It might be my mind. It might be the way my mind's wired, but it's calming. See the way you had yours laid out. I thought that was absolutely perfect. It reminds me of when somebody takes a valve out of a car and they poke them through the cardboard and the firing order. It's exactly the same deal.
That's what I do. I do that with my bolts as well. Even on panels, I'll sit there and put all my bolts in a piece of car.
That's that. People that know. It's like because I do it as well. It's like if I'm taking, like, say for example, like I've got the clutch cover to come off the ZX because the clutch cover that's on it has to hold the expansion tank and it's got a bit broken off it. So what I'll do is I'll copy the bolt pattern, and as I take a bolt out, I'll stick it where it's come out of that.
Yeah.
So because in a lot of things that you take off, there's slight differences in bolt lengths that can be subtle. That if you put the wrong bolt into the wrong position, you could actually crush something. You could snap
something. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
or it's not going to make a perfect seal. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you're like, oh, why am I blowing out the side of this cover? It's because your bolt's bottoming out. You're not pinching on the gasket, and you've put the wrong bolt in the wrong position because you've not done the preparation right.
Yeah, this one will tickle you because we had a guy come in. He said, "Oh, I bought this bike, but the head's blowing." Right. Bring the bike in. Let's have a quick look. I'll chuck an hour at it. We've looked at the head. It should have studs in there with a nut that screws down onto the stud. Right. Someone's basically they've broken the stud and managed to get the stud extracted, but he's put long bolts in it. But because he's put too long a bolt, he's actually put oversized nuts down the bolt shaft just to pack it. I'm like, this ain't right. Okay, let's undo it. But instead of using metric thread, the guys used AF threads. So and I'm like, this is going to snap. And I'm like working it. I've got a bit of plus gas on it. I'm working it. And I said to my mechanic, a swimming Cooley, I went, this is going to snap. And he went, you reckon? I went, oh, and I broke the bolt head off. And he went, oh, God, you've got just a stud now. And I went, yeah, that works out just right because I can take them bolts off and screw a nut down on top of that bolt shaft. And I managed to put a bolt. And I said to him, I said, game over, mate. I said, I'm not even going to attempt to tighten the bottom one. I said, because someone's stuck bolts in the wrong way round. Oh, what should I do? And I went, basically, nothing you can do apart from a shitload of heat and acetylene on it, warm it up and try and remove it. But leave it blowing. Just ride the bike. Let it blow. It's not going to, it won't fail an MOT on it. You'll be advised on an exhaust blow. But the back's secured. And he went, oh, all right then.
See, like what I did with my ZX 9R, not the ZX 9R, the ZRX 1200 that I had. I decided it was all I had to take the headers off because the collector that goes from 4 to 2, it goes a 4 to 1.
Yeah.
Basically, it's got like 2 strengtheners that sits like a Y, and it's like a Y. So what had happened was like, because of the power that the bike delivers, it tends to splay the exhaust. So
it sprays mad, doesn't it? Yeah.
So it gets a hairline crack. It's kind of a sort of common thing. So I had to strip all the header bolts out, and it's like you know that wee feeling when you're just and all you hear is
it's just tweaking it, yeah.
all you hear is ding. You're like, here we go, right? Okay, you've just told me that bolt's just told you all it needs to tell you. It's like I'm going to go. So what I did was I ended up I bought an induction heater.
Yeah.
And basically I got an induction heater, so I put the heat into the steel. So basically a lot of the problems when it comes to aluminium, because it's an aluminium head into steel, it's oxidization between the two different metals. that causes them
they
to
weld themselves together, don't they? Yeah.
Aye, absolutely. So what tends to free it is if you heat the steel part up. So you can get an induction heater. It's just like a tiny. No, the camera.
It's like a little coil, yeah.
Yep, it's like a wee coil. So it sits over the stud. So the stud sits like that through it, and basically you get it glowing cherry red, and then you can get a set of sockets. In the socket, you actually chap over the top of the stud, and you can turn it. And if you get it at the right temperature, it will just break the resistance, and then it will unscrew out. But it's then and only then you can do it. You only get one chance at it, and then you're in problems because you're having to take it to a machine shop because you're having to drill steel out through aluminium. And when you've got a high-speed steel drill going into steel, it's always going to look for the softer.
So for people that are wondering what the induction heater looks like, there we go.
I like that. Good. You're like Tony Hart. Listen, Dave, I was going to say Rolf Harris, but that would have been totally inappropriate.
No. Have you guessed what it is yet?
Well done for the picture, but no, that's the way I get round it. Was buying one of those induction heaters.
They're a good bit of kit. You can get them on Snap-on. Do a good one for about 150 quid. So,
mate, listen, as you were talking about Temu, I've bought the metal stitcher for welding ABS. I bought that 27 quid from Temu.
Yeah.
It comes with 500 stitches for welding ABS fairings. So if you've got a crack in the fairing, it's like a wee, like a letter S.
Yeah, stapler, yeah.
So you basically just put the staple in, you press the gun, it heats up, it sinks in, and then you twist it, and then retract it.
Yeah.
So I bought that from Temu, 27 quid. I bought my induction heater from Temu as well, and I've also just bought a PDR kit as well. Howie, I didn't want to say anything. I left it as it was. I left it in my own mind. Oh dear.
Oh, bless him. Where are we? Yeah, because the missus is like, she's got what is it? The Samsung S23.
Yeah.
So yeah, Temu again, selfie stick. You put your phone on it, you can flip it the opposite way around to do away, and it's got the remote control in the bottom.
Yeah, for starting and stopping recording.
Yeah, 9 quid on Temu. How the hell do they make something like that for 9 quid with a remote, Bluetooth remote?
And you know yourself as well, it's like a lot of the stuff's coming from China. I don't know whether they must have a European warehouse because a lot of the stuff comes within a week. Do you know what? It's a wobble. He's got a wobble board out.
Oh, Jesus.
How he can play the Dancing Queen from ABBA on his didgeridoo.
Let me just get some wine, mate. Give me a second.
It's ABBA original. Oh, that's my joke for the night. But so how's everyone doing? Listen, as I haven't been on for a wee while. I've been busy. I've squirreled myself away in my workshop, so that's basically what I've been doing. I didn't ride all last year. Didn't want to ride for the simple fact that kind of sort of fell out of love with riding. I wasn't happy, and it wasn't that I wasn't happy with riding bikes because I love riding bikes. I just there was just something that wasn't right. So. What I'm doing just now with the ZX9R, that's the thing that's sort of pulled me back. I've spoke to Dave about it. I've spoke to Dave at length about how much this build is bringing me back into wanting to ride bikes. So that's where I am just now. So guys, this is Zhead, and like I've got Rolf Harris, my special guest. Rolf, how you doing?
How you doing? G'day. The neighbour is around, so she may put her head in and say hello, Stu. Yeah, Zoe's here, so yeah. YouTube is a demovator. Yeah, true. And you're not remotely missing riding. No. People say to me, you know, because you ride so much, do you not just get bored of it? No, I absolutely love my job. If I could ride all day, 7 days a week, I would. But obviously not on 125s. But yeah, I might. I think it's going to be time now to put the Harley away for the winter. But hopefully, by the time it gets around to summer, I'm going to be out on the Harley a little bit more. But there is some work to do on it. Got to clean up the fork legs. There's a couple of bits on it. I want to change them indicators out on the back. I don't like them. And someone said to me, let me see if I can find very quickly. Right, so images. Right, let's see if I can find the indicators on these. Let me get your opinion on these in a minute, Stu. When
yeah, no bother.
Dyna Street Bob indicators. So the standard indicators. There we go. It's a bit of a crap photo. Right, let's share that one up. Share screen. And so they're the standard indicators that come with the Street Bob. And I happened to see a guy up at Super Sausage, and he said to me, he said, no, what you want to do is get rid of those and put these ones on. They are pricey, but you basically, they go underneath where the mirrors are. But they're an LED. Yeah, it's an LED one, but it literally fits straight underneath. Yeah. And then one of the guys, he said to me, he said, the best thing to do is once you put them on, you can get the underslung, rather than have the mirrors up high, you can have the underslung mirrors, but they've got the hand, the skull, like the skeleton hand that wraps around the back of the mirrors. And he said it really sets the bike off. And I'm like, oh. He said, I managed to get them for 70 quid a pair. So he said, if you have your LEDs and then drop your mirrors down, you can have the skull mirrors. And I'm like,
yeah. But is it LED indicators that's on it just now?
It's got bulbed on it at the moment, so I've got to put a relay in it.
Yeah. So the relay has to go with it. Otherwise, they're like.
Yeah. The only thing is, the back indicators are also the stoplights as well. So we've got to get the all-in-ones.
Yeah.
But someone said switching it out, all you need to do is put the LED, basically take the relay out and drop the LED relay, and you may need a couple of resistors. But it'll work. But just little bits that I want to do to it. Spaz has just said, sitting here with a broken foot, still got the pin. He's got his pins out yesterday. Brilliant. Champing at the bit to ride. Excellent, Spaz. Good news. So if you didn't know, Spaz had a bit of a spill. But he's on the road to recovery. Yeah. 2024 is the rebirth of ZN Motovlogs. Too bloody right it is. Yeah.
I was never away. I was never away. Check out my shorts. I've got one out tonight. The one Rev was talking about the retool that I made.
Yeah.
So Rev got a sneaky peek because that's the type of guy he is. I respect him enough to.
I didn't share it. I kept that to myself.
No, I know you wouldn't, mate. It's like, and that's the respect we have.
So. I'll tell you what. I have had, and I'm going to basically, hold on, middle finger up to everybody that gave me stick this week over the BMW rider. I put up a short saying. Jesus Christ, this guy can't park. Look at this. Everybody's in a perfect, nice line down at Super Sausage car park. And this guy with a BMW sticks it in the middle of the car park. That's a BMW owner. At least he's parked it in the right direction. It was meant to be a bit of a tongue-in-cheek joke with me and Boo Rider. And everyone was like, oh, yeah, but he hasn't worn his tyres down, or how can you have a go at a BMW rider? The BMW rider, at least he's got a decent bike compared to your Kawasaki. The rider that I videoed happens to be Boo Rider. It's Barry, and I know Baz very, very well. Zed knows who Boo Rider is.
Yeah, I know who Boo is.
Yeah. I've had so much bad press and flack over that video just because I took a little video of him in the bloody car park in the middle of nowhere.
Rev, you know as much as I do that even bad publicity is good publicity.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who gave me bad publicity. 19,500 views I've had, and you've just upped me another £20 in the RevBomb fund.
That's brilliant, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than just finding that little contentious thing that you can just pull a nerve with.
It's like, yeah. It was great, yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody, and if you don't like my channel, hit the red X on the way out if you happen to be on the internet.
Exactly.
And if you happen to be at Super Sausage, you're not getting a cup of coffee out of me. So, yeah. And if you happen to be Ginger, then you'll always be me, mate.
Do you know what's going to be good next year, mate? It's like I'm bringing the ZX9 down to Super Sausage, so.
I'll tell you what, there's always a spare room here for you, mate. You know that.
That's it will be used.
I'll just have to lock the front door in case a neighbour comes round because you know she's going to stroke your beard.
That's a given. She won't be the first. She won't be the last.
She was on Peaky's live stream and she's like, oh god, he's got that ginger womb broom out, and I'm like, behave yourself. She's a character. I'll tell you what, it's just nice that we've got really good neighbours, mate. It's like, you know, it could have been worse. We could have had I'm not even gonna go there, you know, people from overseas next door. It could have been that way, but we ended up with some nice neighbours, so yeah. And Mel sat downstairs with her having a drink of wine now, so yeah.
That's brilliant, man.
Howie, you can't have a laugh without some plonker objecting to it. Yeah, you know, I tend to. People get used to me. I tend to engage mouth before engaging brain, and if you don't like what you see on the channel, there's the side door off. Basically, what you see is what you get at Super Sausage. I am me.
Rev,
yeah.
One is ZB, zero badness.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's like there's no thing we intended. It's like,
yeah,
I think too many people are triggered. Just chill out, man. Chill out. Like, let's have a laugh.
It's worse once I've had a few of those. I did put my foot in it. If you remember last year with the girls, and I put my foot in it, and Pete. But we apologised. We've moved on. Yeah.
Listen. It's like, show me a man that's never made a mistake, and I'll show you a liar.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, for God's sake, I could sit here and I could tell you every single mistake I've made in my life.
But it's putting your hands up and going, I screwed up. Sorry, guys, I screwed up. It shouldn't have happened. Blah, blah, blah. Let's move on.
I made a bad choice. It was the wrong choice of words. It was this, it was that. Move on. And see if they want to stay in the past, that's their problem.
Exactly.
Because everyone else has moved on, and that's just it. It's done and dusted.
Yeah.
Like,
at least I don't go getting my bits out on a live stream like on Stevie's channel.
Oh, yeah, we have a minute to stand up.
that was a cracking bit of video, mate. It got pulled very quickly, but I tell you what, he didn't have to get some views off of that before it got too down. It's the same as like Els on two wheels. You know, him and his missus Crystal. Oh, what a cracking couple they are. Drew and Crystal and their lad. They're absolutely brilliant. But they get a lot of people going, oh, yeah, but he's not a proper Harley rider. You know what? Of all the Harley riders, there's only about 3 or 4. You've got Canadian Vet, you've got military biker, Hell's on two wheels, Marine rider. I haven't seen Marine rider for a while.
No, I haven't seen him for a wee bit myself, but
yeah.
he's probably chewing cranes somewhere.
He's got that chiseled jaw. Yeah.
It's brilliant, man. It's like he sent me a message. It was like he invited me onto one of his lives. I think it was like the end of last year, and he was like, hey, "Man, I know it's late, and it's like, would you come on?" I said, "Fucking, I'll come on. Of course, I'll come on." He says, "Can't guarantee I'm going to be sober." I was laughing. So I went on, and it's like right after it, he's like, "Man, fantastic," and I sent him a message, and I said, "Listen, brother. Thanks very much for inviting me on. He's such a solid guy. He's absolutely brilliant."
Right. I am getting a message from downstairs. They said, "Are you coming out for a cigarette?" So we've been on an hour and 3/4. I'm going to start to wrap up. I've got another 6 a.m. start tomorrow. Oh, great fun. German job is I get totally blank by it. Do you know what? It really doesn't bother me. You know, you either take us to as we are. If you don't like it, move on. I'm sure there's other channels that will float your boat, as they say. And if you can't go, go and look at OnlyFans or something. But you know, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Stu. Most of the guys that are in the description down below, you know, at the end of the day, we're all bikers. Oh, Maurice just said Marine's got a new video up, so I'll go and check that out tonight. Cheers, guys. It could be worse. Yeah, you could have been the missing them flyer. So yeah. Thanks very much, White. But yeah, it's been a great Friday night. Thanks to this guy over here. He is an absolute Scottish superstar. The Z-Head, the one and only Mr. Z-Head, Stu. Thank you very much, Stu, for coming in. Thanks to everybody that's been in the chat. Andy, German Jobby, Spaztech, White, Nitro, Chewy, Exeter has been in. He had a quick one. Matt, Lily, Paul Keating, Grey Wolf. Oh God, Military Biter. There's loads. Go. If you're watching this on rerun, go and look down the side chat because it's such a great laugh. We're going to do it at the same time, same place next week. Don't forget Wednesday night, the midweek mumble with the Peaky Biker. If you're up Super Sausage this Sunday, we will see you up there. And if you happen to be at the NEC Birmingham Bike Show, we are up there on the 19th. So we're going to be there between 9 and 10 a.m. We'll put the link up. We'll all meet out the front. We can all have a laugh, go and have a brew together, go and check out some bikes. Harass everybody on the KTM stand because KTM stands for keeps taking money. So I always like to annoy the KTM stand every year. Hello, KTM keeps taking money. I'm going to BMW. Buy more women. But thanks very much. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Thanks to my mate Stu. Go and follow his channel, Z-Head Motovlogs. Go and look at that ZX9R. Till the next time, be well, ride safe, and from Rev and myself, Stu, it's a big goodbye, me. Take care, guys. Have a good one.